All right, guys and gals, this is what I'm doing today. I'm doing a draw to one shot. I'm going to use this Kestrel Pro timer. I'm going to set it up for a 3-second delay. The first part time is going to be 1 second. That's the draw. Now, if you're at 1.2 or 1.4 or even 2 seconds, like, do your part time. Make sure your goals are obtainable and realistic for you, right? For me, a 1 second part time from a Dara holster that is a level 2 holster is something I can achieve. And it's pushing. I'm pushing myself to achieve that in 1 second. So the idea here is I'm going to draw, and on that second beep, if I have a good sight picture, good sight alignment, good everything like that, I pull the trigger. Once I draw, I want a full presentation and I want all the slack taken out of the trigger. If I have a good sight picture, then I go the rest of the way. All right. If I don't have a good sight picture, I'm training my brain to not shoot. I'm training my brain to where if I have a good sight picture, fire. If I don't have a good sight picture, then don't fire, right? That's the idea behind this particular drill. That's the first part time on this first part. The second part time is going to be 1.4 or 1.5 total. And so you'll hear a beep. That's the draw. I'm drawing. The second beep is going to be if I have a good sight picture, I'm going to break the shot. And then that third beep, I should already be on the second target. So we're looking at somewhere between 0.4 and 0.5 seconds in a transition. We have to keep ourselves honest with this drill. We have to tell ourselves, hey, I had a good sight picture, or I didn't, or that draw sucked, or whatever. The other thing you can do is, if you have a shitty draw, just reset. Don't even worry about that. Now, there's pros and cons to doing that. You definitely want to fight through your mistakes, and it just depends on what you are hoping to achieve in the dry fire practice. Obviously, if you're at a competition, any mistake you make, you're going to have to fight through it. So one idea is you fight through all your mistakes, even during dry fire. That way, there's no surprises, and you're not training yourself to stop when you do make a mistake. The other idea is that perfect practice makes perfect. And if you go through with a drill that was less than stellar, let's say, then are you really doing perfect practice? Nah, not really. But again, it depends on how you look at it, right? And what you're training for. So let me get this set up real quick. We're going to go off there. Okay, cool. So remember, this first one is just a draw. I'm just going to do a couple of times where I'm drawing. I've been doing this, so I'm pretty practiced already. But just for your viewing pleasure, I'm going to do it a couple times, and then I'm going to go into the transition, right? 3-second delay starts now. Not a good sight picture on that one. Low. I was low. I didn't want to go through the whole thing because I was low. Horrible grip with my support hand. Couldn't even get the button. And these are the things that we're trying to work out under stress, under time. Close, but no cigar. There we go. So there's the draw to one shot. Now, again, I'm pushing myself. I'm at 1 second. I have a dual retention holster, so I have to push a button, then pull. 1 second draw, and I want a perfect sight picture, perfect sight alignment, perfect everything before I reward myself by pulling the trigger the rest of the way. The next one, which I have to set up, is the second par time is going to be 1.4. So I'm going to turn that on. Yeah, 1.4. And all this is giving me a time stressor to draw, get that perfect sight picture here. And then once I have that perfect sight picture, I pull the trigger, and then I just transition to the next target and find that sight picture. That's the whole drill, right? The whole thing is I'm just putting myself under time and making sure that I have those sight pictures. Okay. 3-second delay starts now. I was low, so I'm not going to continue. Just wait to the next cycle. I was left. I mean, I was still on target, but I was left. Remember, we're looking for perfection here. Ooh, that was close. I just got my sight picture as the second beep went off. Whoa, that was close. Okay, that was good. You get the gist. That was a good one, by the way. This is a really good drill for you to do to put yourself under stress. Now, you're going to have something at least to have those beeps. I don't know what they would be. Maybe a Kestrel Pro Timer. Maybe it's a Shooters Global Pro Timer. I don't know. Maybe it's a Tabata timer. I know you can download one of those on your phone and you can just go off the beeps, right? Obviously, you're not shooting live rounds, so it doesn't really matter when it comes to shooting and the registration thereof for a pro timer, right? So any kind of beeping would work. Set your first goal that's obtainable, okay, and realistic for you. If your draw time is 2 seconds, then it's 2 seconds. That's all there is to it. And that's fine. That is completely fine. If your draw time is 1.5 seconds, that's great. If your draw time is less than a second, that is also great. Okay, so you want to try to push yourself to whatever your ability is. The second part time is the same thing, right? You want to push yourself to whatever your ability is. And the key to this is to getting those sight pictures off of the draw and off of the transition, okay? That's pretty much it. Look, if you like this video, like, subscribe, share, comment, do all those things. I got this off of winning a competition, not really a competition, a challenge, winning a challenge on School. That's SKOOL. Tactical Hive has a program there, and there's monthly challenges, and you can win things. In fact, there's a monthly challenge this month, and you can win some stickers and stuff like that. But in order to do the next challenge of January, which I think is going to be pretty big. I mean, it seems like it's leading up to that, so I don't know. We'll see. But in order to do the next month's challenge, you have to do this month's challenge, and this month's challenge is just creating a weekly training cycle for January. That's it. So that is the challenge, and you can put your entry in there. Of course, you have to be part of the community, so you can put your entry in there, and then you can win the challenge, and then participate in January's challenge. And again, I won this, and I won a stiletto flashlight from Surefire, which is super bright. Both are about $300 a piece, so it's worth it to at least try. All my affiliate links are below, and we'll talk to you later.